Welcome to PLUSone, the series where each month I look at the free games on PlayStation Plus and tell you if they're worth the download. After all, the games may be free, but your time is valuable. Today we're closing off November's free games with Dungeon Punks, a 2016 side-scrolling beat-em-up made by Hyper Awesome Entertainment. Having heard almost nothing about the game going in, I was expecting another disappointing Vita cross-buy game, but god, I was absolutely wrong to think that. Dungeon Punks takes the classic arcade beat-em-up genre and sprinkles in RPG elements, humor, and a whole lot more to make an incredibly fun game. You take control of one of 6 different characters in this ragtag group of delivery men as they travel through the world, fight monsters, crack jokes, and save the world. Each one has unique stats, spells, and attacks, and at any given point you'll have 2 other buddies with you to help you in battle. You can switch between characters on the fly or upon death, and you can even tag out to a 4th character that's waiting in the rafters. The option is also available to play local 2 or 3 player co-op, but don't be worried about your AI buddies. In my experience, they seemed competent enough. There's a solid enemy variety, with each level that I played introducing multiple new baddies to take down. Perhaps later on it slows down and stales a little bit, but from my impression it's just an incredibly fun game. Is that a hedgehog? Get over here, you little f***er. Sonic was never good. My only nitpick would be that you're limited to one basic attack combo, but the combos you can string together with your allies and with your spells make up for that pretty well. Speaking of, every time you hit an enemy you'll charge up your mana, and once you have enough you can unleash one of your multiple spells. There's also a screen clearing sort of rage mode that you can activate if you find the rage runes that fall on the ground. Other items can be picked up as well, such as different weapons, shields, potions, or your usual money. In between levels on your trusty wind ship you can upgrade your spells, change your gear, or even your team, and go back to grind in previous levels. The soundtrack and the sound effects for the game aren't super special, but god is it a treat to look at. Everything is made in this crisp, hand-drawn style. I love it. The biggest highlight of Dungeon Punks, though, is the writing. This game is just plain funny. It reads in this second-person style, as if you're being told the events by your DM in a game of Dungeons & Dragons. Except here, the DM is really witty. Even if you don't have buddies nearby to play it with, plus 1 Dungeon Punks to your collection. It's got at least a dozen levels worth of content, and a New Game Plus mode after that if you're still hooked. Plus, most levels even have a bonus mission given within that's entirely optional, so there's even more content for you to play. I can only imagine that going for the Platinum would be an incredibly fun time here. At just under a gig, there's no reason to be worried about space either. The only hang-up I would have is that if you're watching this after the game is no longer free, it's $15 on PSN. I think that's a fair price, but I would personally wait until it drops to $10 before I would dive in if I were you. What do you think about Dungeon Punks? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more reviews of the free games on PS Plus and more.